Sometimes things are not what they are, or not what you intended. If you've watched this channel at all, you know that mainly what I do is propagate plants and talk about some about Broomtown and what's going on in history and family. And this is some of that, but we're cleaning out a pond. And that's not, our normal activities. But this to me, this pond's old. It was built in the 70s, and it's just a stock pond for the cows. Nothing fancy, and it's never really been dry. And then last year we had a pretty good drought, and it didn't ever go completely, but it got dry enough that we could get in it. So I thought, what a wonderful opportunity to clean it out. If you've ever been around cows, you know anything, we always joke that cows can make mud on concrete. They kind of just bring it with them. And the stock pond is an example of how they foul it. It wasn't good. So short of the story is we decided to clean it out. And as most things go, let's make it bigger. While we're in here, we might as well, because you don't know when you're going to have another time. It might be another 50 years before you can get into the bottom of this mud hole. So we took the opportunity to correct a lot of things. You'll see in these pictures, there's a really huge old cedar tree that's right there. And I really wanted to save this cedar tree. It's kind of like, family lore kind of deal. This used to all be cotton in the 50s and the 40s and right up to about 1960. And there it is. There's the tree. My granddad was maybe unusual in farmers, but, they worked when they had to work. So he had pulled the truck under this tree, and they're all picking cotton by hand, and they'd listen to the Auburn football games. And, we kind of always credited this tree to a lot of things, but probably the reason, whatever we're up to now, 8 or 10 people, kids and grandkids and great-grandkids have gone and graduated from Auburn, and we joke all because of this cedar tree. So I wanted to save the cedar tree as part of the saga here. And the cows had just pretty much destroyed the root ball they had rooted in. As cows go in and out and in and out, it's erosion, and then it rains, and then we filled in all around the tree. This all didn't happen at once. This is a progression of probably over a year, because we didn't do like the Egyptians with chains and levels. We eyeballed it, and then it, rained real big, and we said, that's kind of low over there. When it dries out, let's come in and do this. So here you can see cutting the spillway. I waited till everything else was pretty much done because I wanted to see visually the water level and where it was. And so that's, if we were a professional contract company, we would have had lasers and all kind of stuff, but we didn't. We also took advantage of when you could work. This is in a really low area on the farm, so it's muddy a lot. And there was big rain coming in this day, and we didn't get finished until dark, so that's why we're doing there. That's the bottom of the pond when we started, and that's, I guess, a before and after picture, if you will, but that's how dry it was. It looked like, just this dry riverbed that you see on TV. And while we're in there, we thought, well, let's address some other stuff. There's a swale that goes all the way across this 40-acre pasture that feeds this pond. and cows like to walk in a straight line, and they make a ditch, and then they get in this ditch. And anyway, this was, you couldn't bush hog it. You couldn't get the tractor hardly over it. So while we're there, let's get that done too. So here we are fixing we always call it the ditch, but it's a swale. It's a drainage swale, and we're cutting down the sides, and we're just trying to, I guess, beautify it. And this is a little overboard. I don't know that, normally you'd have gone through this, but, if you're going to live here and you're going to look at it every day, you might as well try to make it as nice as you can make it. So if you're watching this and you're going, what the heck are they doing? That doesn't have anything to do with the pond. I know that, but I got to look at it. So, this is kind of winding down. The pond's finished. We've got the spillway cut back in, and we're finishing up. This is the last few runs on that, on the ditch. And, the grand experiment here is, did we save the cedar tree? And I don't know that. Won't know that for a little while, but we at least gave it a better chance. And, ultimately that was, for me, the cedar tree is more important than anything to this. We got members of the family who are no longer here, and I won't wax on, but it has a special meaning. There's so many stories about, because this was the break tree, if you will. As everybody worked, they'd go get under this tree, for their break. And I told you about the, listening to the football games and talking about, Auburn and who'd you go there and that kind of deal. So this is the final slicking up the spillway and, getting all that graded. These little bobcats are amazing to me. They're so agile. When we were using that dozer, that's like using a blunt instrument, and then you come back with this little. It's almost like a fighter jet, in the construction world. He can just go in and zip and pull two little pieces out, and we didn't have to worry about rocks. I don't think we found but a few little limestone rocks when we were in the bottom of the pond, but it's still good to dress it. And, once this is all pulled out and we're satisfied with the grade, we'll seed it. You'll probably see me, walking around with a little spreader, spreading seed in it, getting ready for it to rain. But this was fun. I guess I can say that because I was the one standing there watching, but it was probably fun for everybody involved in this. It's nice. I'm old enough that I remember when it was dug and what it looked like, and how finished it was. We took a lot of time with this pasture, with dragging it and cutting it and riding over and over it, getting it smooth. And it was gratifying to me to finally get to be able to erase 50 years of cow destruction, on the ground. So I had sentimental reasons for this project, and I guess memorable reasons for this project. But, this is not ever going to, it's not about a return. This is pretty much a beautification kind of deal, but it's short, and I know it's disjointed, but it's something that we did, and I wanted to take a break from doing plants and give you these views. Hey, thanks for watching, and if you would, take a second to hit the subscribe button for us. It helps us a lot. I appreciate it.